Hello everyone, it's Ben again. So you know what? It took me less than 3 months to move from the continent of Africa to the continent of Europe, Germany, using the critical skilled employment process. And then it took me 6 months to move from Germany to Ireland within Europe, which is insane as a non-EU professional. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the long process, step by step, of getting the critical skilled employment permit, to work in Ireland, coming from any nationality, outside the European Union. As you know, in Ireland, information technology professionals continue, to be in high demand as more tech companies across the globe, are choosing Dublin and other cities around Ireland as their EMEA HQ and open up software development center, the R&Ds, Without wasting much of your precious time, let me jump straight, into the process. The first stage, which is the trigger process, job offer. So you must have a job offer valid for 2 years or more from a company or employer who is registered with Revenue Trading in Ireland and registered with the company's registration office to start to trigger the process. So in order to have a job offer, the first step is finding where jobs are being posted. I will share some Ireland job portals links and apply while you're still in your home country or in a country where you are legally resident. In my case, I was legally staying in Germany, in Munich. So most of the time companies were directly posting on their website or LinkedIn, or use other channels, which I will share in the description of this video. So most of the jobs I was getting them, on LinkedIn and company websites. So I have shared another video about the e-commerce companies sponsoring visas and looking for multiple, engineers across Ireland. So check it out, and more videos are coming, since this is a series, niching in all industries. So while I was in Germany, I did 2 rounds of interviews and I was invited for the on-site interview in Ireland. Now, the second stage, type C visa or a short stay visa. Since I am a non-EU national and who was invited, to enter the state of Ireland for the purpose of attending job interview for job that is on the critical skilled occupation list. So I applied for the short stay visa called type C, more of a visitor visa that allowed me, to travel to Ireland for business to do on-site interview, which was valid for less than 2 weeks, since I specified that I was going for 3 days interview. So please note that due to COVID-19, most of organizations are now doing on-site interview as back-to-back, via Zoom or other communication tools. So this stage, don't worry about it. So the third stage, which is the critical skilled employment permit. In order to work in Ireland as an EU, you must hold a valid employment permit. So either you or the employer can apply for a critical skilled employment permit to the Department of Enterprise, Trade and Employment, which is the DET. So not that there are more than 9 different kinds of work permits, but this video I'm just concentrating about the critical skilled employment permit, which is targeted at highly skilled people, such as engineers in the ICT. So you can, check the list of the critical skilled on the video description. So after the back-to-back on-site interview, they confirmed, I passed the on-site interview, which was around 4 rounds of interviews. So in my case, the organization applied for the work permit as a trusted partner, which gives, fast turnaround of all the trusted partner registration applications. So the job offer must be valid for 2 years duration, and the process fee for the critical skilled employment permit is €1,000. So if an application is unsuccessful, then 90% of the fee will be refunded. The application process for the critical skilled employment permit, it take around 3 months. Now the fourth stage, which is the type D visa. So when I received a permit, I immediately applied for my learning visa, which is the type D visa or a long stay visa with a family included, but each with individual visa, as the critical skilled employment permit allows to bring your family immediately. So make sure you also apply for this type D visa as soon as possible after the granting of an employment permit, as it will take around 2 to 3 months to be granted this visa, as there will be a lot of vetting. As this stage, you are now about to move to Ireland for long term. So you apply for a visa from your home country or your country where you are legally based. So the application process for this type D visa is in 3 parts. First, to create a visa application line, you will use the AVAT, which is the online visa application system, and then 2, you pay the visa application fee, which is around €60, and then the third, which is to send your passport and other original documents for processing processing, you'll be given, information about where to send your documents. In my case, I was assigned, to send documents in Berlin while I was in Munich. They provide this after you create your visa application line, which is the first stage. So you can expect a visa decision about 8 weeks after they receive your documents. In my case, it was around 6 weeks. So the most important document to include in this application is your work permit. Now, the fifth stage are within Ireland. So Ireland resident permit, which is the IRP. Then when I relocated, to Ireland, I registered with the Garda, National Immigration Bureau, which is a unit of the Garda, the police, force for the Republic of Ireland, which is responsible, for the enforcement of immigration law in Ireland. So note that sometimes it's very hard, to get the appointment, and you must register within 3 months, while you landed in Ireland. For me, I got my appointment after around 2 months, checking every day for a free response. So you can try that while we are still in your home country. Another point, you need to make sure to have your exact address, including your air code before you leave the registration office. Your IRP, should be, delivered within 10 to 15 working days. And IRP costs around 300 euro per person every time you register and renew, and it's valid for 1 year. So after 1 year, you renew again, So please note, the IRP is not, an identity card. It is just a registration certificate. It is not valid, for any reason except, to certify that you are registered within the immigration in Ireland. Now, the sixth stage, personal public service number, which is the PPSN. Another thing you need to do in first few months in Ireland is to get the PPSN. This is the master key to most of the stuff, including the tax purposes. You must, apply for the PPSN. This is done, online, and after the process is done, you will get the PPSN within 10 days, by post. So your employer will need it, to inform the revenue of your tax deduction. To apply, you need, a proof of address, a photo ID, and the evidence why you need the PPSN number. But the evidence could be just you have a job offer, So like in my case, it took me around 2 months without it, So I was receiving 60% of the tax. When I shared my PPSN, all the tax which was overtaxed was refunded. Critical skilled employment permit benefits. So spouses of critical skilled holders, we have automatic right to work in Ireland without a work permit. And then other benefits, child benefits for each child, you get a monthly cash benefit. And also on top of that, if your child is less than 5 years, the child can learn for free from morning to midday using the program called Early Childhood Care and Education, ECCE, and from private or government, crashes. And you can apply for more hours if you earn less than 80k per year. After the 2-year hold and critical skilled employment permit, you get a stamp 4, which allows you to work without employment permit, more of a permanent resident visa. Then after 5 years working in Ireland, you'll be allowed to apply for citizenship. So these are the benefits that you have. Conclusion. So keep a note of the visa application transaction number. This number, you need it, to check, the progress on your application, or when you are contacting embassy, when you have applied for the type C or the type D visa. So you can see this is a very long process to get the critical skills employment, and to start to work in Ireland as a non-EU engineer. And the whole process need around 5 to 6 months, So also, most of the organizations sponsor the whole process in terms of payments. Also, don't forget to watch all about the blue card step-by-step process, which you can use, as a non-EU to apply for jobs across Europe. Thank you so much for watching this video up to this end. I really appreciate it. So don't forget to subscribe, to like, and to ring the notification bell. As always, keep on skiing in the tech world.